Imagine scrolling through your phone 1 minute, then complete darkness the next. Not a blackout, no, something weirder. You try to refresh, but nothing happens. Your connection gone. You race to your laptop, heart pounding, only to find the same terrifying message. No internet connection. Across the globe, billions experience the same unsettling phenomenon. The internet, the lifeblood of the modern world, has vanished. What happens next? Let's find out. At first, it's almost laughable. A minor inconvenience, right? People joke about going outside, about how this is like the 90s all over again, but as minutes turn to hours, the laughter fades. The internet isn't just how we watch funny cat videos, it's the backbone of our entire world. Financial markets freeze, transactions fail, people can't access their bank accounts, rumors swirl. Is it a cyber attack, a solar flare? The lack of information is deafening. Families and friends struggle to connect. International calls are impossible. Text messages go undelivered. The feeling of isolation is immediate and terrifying. Imagine no Google Maps. Delivery services grind to a halt. Travel becomes a logistical nightmare. People are stranded at airports, train stations, unsure of what to do or where to go. Emergency services are overwhelmed. With communication lines down, coordinating responses becomes near impossible. Hospitals struggle to access patient records, administer critical care. Social media, once a source of instant news, and let's be real, cat videos, is now a desolate wasteland. People gather in the streets, desperate for information, for connection. Governments around the world scramble for answers, but the silence from the digital void is deafening. Conspiracy theories run rampant, fueled by fear and uncertainty. The world as we know it has changed in the blink of an eye. The internet, the thing we took for granted, is gone. And the scariest part, no one knows when or even if it will ever come back. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned. As week 1 unfolds, the initial shock gives way to a grim reality. The internet isn't coming back anytime soon. The world is forced to adapt. Businesses struggle to operate. Banks resort to pen and paper, their systems crippled without the internet. Governments broadcast emergency information through radio and television, a throwback to a bygone era. Misinformation spreads like wildfire. Without the internet to verify facts, rumors become truth. Panic buying intensifies, leading to shortages of essential goods. Lines snake around supermarkets, a stark reminder of the fragility of our interconnected world. But amidst the chaos, glimmers of hope emerge. Communities rally together, sharing resources, supporting those in need. The importance of human connection, often overshadowed in our digital age, takes center stage. People dust off old board games, rediscovering the joy of face-to-face interaction. Families gather around radios, listening to news bulletins and radio dramas, a nostalgic reminder of simpler times. Libraries become vital hubs of information, their shelves overflowing with people hungry for knowledge and connection. The written word, once relegated to the dusty corners of our lives, regains its power. The world without the internet is a world forced to slow down, to reconnect with its surroundings and with each other. It's a world where resourcefulness and resilience become paramount. But the question remains, how long can we survive like this? How long before the absence of the internet cripples our infrastructure, our economy, our very way of life? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world unplugged. The story is far from over. Week 2 arrives and the world holds its breath. The initial scramble for information has subsided, replaced by a tense calm. The reality of our situation sinks in. We are living in a world without the internet, and there's no telling when it will return. The global supply chain, once a well-oiled machine powered by the internet, sputters and stalls. Supermarket shelves, already depleted, remain bare. The transportation industry faces major disruptions, with logistics and communication networks crippled. People grow increasingly desperate. The lack of access to information, to loved ones, to the outside world takes a toll on mental health. The constant uncertainty fuels anxiety and fear. Governments struggle to maintain order, with communication networks down. Coordinating relief efforts, maintaining essential services becomes a monumental task. The fabric of society, held together by the invisible threads of the internet, begins to fray. Yet, even in the face of adversity, the human spirit perseveres. Communities continue to support one another, sharing dwindling resources and finding strength in unity. The importance of local networks of neighbors helping neighbors becomes strikingly clear. People adapt, finding ingenious ways to communicate and stay informed. Community bulletin boards become lifelines filled with messages of hope, support, and vital information. Amateur radio operators emerge as unlikely heroes, connecting communities and relaying critical messages. The world without the internet is a world in waiting, holding its breath for a return to normalcy that may never come. It's a world grappling with uncertainty, but also a world discovering the strength of human connection and the power of resilience. But what happens when the initial shock wears off and the reality of our situation sets in for good? Stay tuned as we enter the unknown. As weeks 3 and 4 blur together, the world begins to accept its unplugged fate. The initial panic subsides, replaced by a quiet resignation. This is our reality now, a world without the instant connectivity we once took for granted. The absence of the internet forces a profound shift in perspective. We are no longer bombarded with information overload, with the constant demands of the digital world. Time seems to slow down, allowing for introspection and a renewed appreciation for the present moment. Communities become more self-sufficient. Local economies emerge, with people trading goods and services directly. The reliance on global supply chains diminishes, replaced by a focus on local production and consumption. The pace of life slows down. Without the constant distractions of the digital world, people rediscover the simple joys of reading, spending time in nature, and connecting with loved ones face to face. But the world without the internet is not without its challenges. Education systems struggle to adapt, with students cut off from online resources and remote learning opportunities. The advancement of science and technology grinds to a halt, deprived of the global collaboration and information sharing that fueled its progress. The gap between the haves and have-nots widens. Those without access to essential resources, to alternative communication networks, struggle to survive. The digital divide, once a concern, becomes a chasm, highlighting the inequalities that persist in our world. As weeks turn into months, the world adapts, evolves, and finds new ways to thrive. But the question lingers. What happens when or if the internet returns? Will we embrace the lessons learned, the resilience gained, or will we rush back to the comfort of our digital lives, forgetting the hard-won wisdom of the unplugged world? The story isn't over yet. Stay tuned. Then, just as suddenly as it vanished, the internet flickers back to life. A collective gasp echoes around the globe as screens light up, buzzing with notifications from a world that feels both familiar and strangely distant. The initial euphoria is undeniable. People rush to connect with loved ones, to share their stories of survival and resilience. The digital floodgates open, unleashing a torrent of information, news, and yes, even those cat videos we missed so much. But the return to normalcy is not without its hiccups. The world that went offline is not the same world that reconnects. The internet, once a taken-for-granted utility, is now viewed with a newfound appreciation, but also with a wary eye. The lessons learned during the outage linger. The importance of community, of human connection, of self-sufficiency remains etched in our collective memory. The world, forever changed by its time unplugged, must now decide how to move forward. Some advocate for a return to the pre-internet era, a simpler time before our lives were consumed by the digital world. Others believe that the internet, for all its flaws, is an essential tool that can be harnessed for good. The debate rages on, a testament to the profound impact the internet has had on our lives. The world after the outage is a world grappling with its identity, its values, its very future. The experience has left an indelible mark, forcing us to confront our dependence on technology, our vulnerabilities, and our extraordinary capacity for adaptation and resilience. The internet is back, but the world will never be the same, and that's the power of a single question: what if? So, we've explored the what-ifs, the chaos, the resilience, and the rebirth. But the real question is, what about you? Could you survive a month without the internet? Would you panic, or would you find strength in the silence? Would you use the time to reconnect with loved ones, to rediscover forgotten passions, to appreciate the simple things? Or would you be glued to your screen, desperately searching for a signal, for a connection to the digital world you left behind? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going.